What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here. Welcome to the Geek Lounge. On today's video, we're going to be checking out the recently released Avatar Funko Pops. Alright guys, welcome back to another Funko Pop unboxing here on the channel. I hope you're all having an awesome weekend and are not suffering too much from the Sunday evening blues. Speaking of blues, as I said earlier, we're going to check out the recently released Avatar Funko Pops. And I should say these Funko Pops are from the very first movie, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. Yes guys, 15 years when the first Avatar movie came out back in 2008, and then we had the sequel finally arrive, what, 5-6 weeks ago? I think it was just before Christmas. We actually watched it the same day as the World Cup final. We went for a Christmas lunch, the Professor and I. We then went to the pub to watch the World Cup final, and then we watched Avatar: The Way of the Water in the cinema in the evening. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not like a groundbreaking movie in terms of like storytelling, acting, etc. Certainly in terms of like CGI, special effects, all of that stuff. Absolutely amazing, as was the first movie. I was trying to think what I thought was maybe better. I kind of feel maybe the first one just slightly edged the second one. That's just my opinion. But you know what? There's still two pretty decent movies. As I said, nothing groundbreaking in terms of storytelling, but yeah, special effects, boy oh boy, are they amazing. And the first one still even holds up today. We actually watched it the evening before watching the second one, and yeah, it still blew me away. Certainly the like graphics and everything, the special effects are much better in the second one. Even still, you can see some of like the creatures are much more like finely rendered and things like that, if that's like the correct term to use. That is one thing I did notice. But like I said, the first film does still hold up. But I'm rambling about the film. This isn't like about film reviews. It's not about the movies. Well, it kind of is to an extent. But it is about the Pops, guys. And the first one we're going to be checking out is the Miles Quarrie Pop. I think he was Colonel Miles Quarrie, wasn't he? I'll show you guys the back as well, but we are going to take closer looks at all of those figures. And here he is, guys, Miles Quarrie. I think he was a Colonel, right? I should remember that. Like I said, I only watched the movie about 6 weeks ago, both the first one and the sequel. Here in his military outfit with that, like, pistol, whatever it is, futuristic style gun. I love the scarring there on his face, of course, very prevalent. What did he say? He got it like the first, was it the first few days or first few weeks that he got on Pandora, and he actually got that scar. Of course, brilliantly played by Stephen Lang. Very surprised that his character did actually return for the sequel, although I probably am giving away a few spoilers. I mean, it's pretty early in number 2 that he kind of comes back, and am I really spoiling? Is it like spoilers for a movie that's 15 years old? Because he does kind of kick the bucket at the end. Well, there we go. That's a spoiler anyway, so apologies if none of you guys knew that. But yeah, he does actually return for the sequel. I won't say any more than that, especially if you haven't seen the sequel just yet. But I'm imagining most of you have, considering it's, what, grossed over 2 billion already. But yeah, fairly cool pop. The one thing I would say though, and we'll compare it in a second to one of the Na'vi Pops, is that he's kind of like the same size, but I guess that may be more of a criticism of the Na'vi Pops than him, right? With that said, we will do Jake Sully next, who was played by Sam Worthington. He did also return for the sequel, because I always found it weird that, like, after the first Avatar movie, he didn't really do a hell of a lot, and it seemed like he was going to be the next big thing, right? And yeah, I just didn't really see him in too much. I don't know if he did a lot of like independent movies or whatever, or if he had, I can't even recall, like, did he have any like commercial failures or anything like that? I can't really remember off the top of my head, but yeah, like I said, he just, to me at least, I don't feel he appeared in too many things. But yeah, I just wanted to take Jake Sully out of the box just to give you guys a little bit of a comparison then. Actually, let me hold them up like that. That might be a bit better if we can kind of get them straight. As you can see, the size difference, it's not very significant when, as we know in the movies, they're kind of more like up to here, right? You know what? One thing that would have been actually cool, I just kind of thought about it now, is when he when Miles Quarrie at the end, when he's fighting Jake Sully, he's obviously in that that piece of machinery, right? Similar to like the loader in Aliens. That's what they could have done, like a similar pop, like they did the Ellen Ripley in the loader. I'll give you guys a picture so you know what I mean. I think it was like a GameStop exclusive or something like that. And yeah, I think that could have been quite cool if they then did Miles Quarrie in that that machinery, that loader, whatever the correct term was. But yeah, guys, let's now move on to Jake Sully, who, yeah, this pop it's just really, really cool. This was his avatar form straight off the bat. The 5, or I should say 4 fingers and a thumb. That is something that does actually come up in the second movie. I don't know, I don't recall it coming up in the first one, but it essentially signifies that he is like this human avatar, essentially, right? As opposed to like a native who only have, I think it's 3 fingers. We'll see that in a second because we will look at Natiri next. But yeah, I love the markings on it, the braiding of the hair. Look at the ponytail, comes all the way down to the ground, which, yeah, is like prominent. It's what we see throughout the movies. The tail there, I don't know if the end of the tail, maybe they could have done a little bit better, because it's really just like a black paint job, but I don't really think they were like black ends, were they? They were kind of like luminous style kind of endings, right? And that's what they used to like attach to animals and creatures, and to like connect with each other. I don't know if that's what they used to make love. Can't entirely remember. Don't think it is, but I should say procreate, right? Maybe that's a better term to use, a more gentlemanly term, let's say. But yeah, holding a spear as well. Like I said, the markings again on the face, the big nose, that's pretty cool. That we kind of get that feature in there as well. Like the knife on the chest, the loincloth, is that the correct term for those types of clothing as well? Yeah, all really, really cool. I think Funko did a really, really good job with this one. And next up, guys, we have the regular Natiri here. I'm just giving you guys looks at the boxes, even though they're kind of all the same. Those 4 common figures on the back. There aren't actually any exclusives. Even the, it is a Pop Ride. Yeah, Pop Ride that we're going to look at in just a few minutes is not an exclusive. But I did actually just want to take the like art insert, whatever these things are called that you see in the back, just to show that off to you guys, because it is pretty fancy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about these things, because sometimes I feel they're a real pain in the arse when you're putting the pop back and they kind of like bend over the top, or like half of it sort of covers the window, etc. And I feel you don't always see them. I kind of would preferably not have them in my pops, to be honest, but let me know what you guys think. Regardless, that is a pretty nice piece of artwork of Pandora. And here she is, guys, Natiri, who is of course played by Zoe Saldana. She actually did become pretty darn big after this movie, right? Whereas, like I said, I felt Sam Worthington kind of disappeared a bit, but yeah, she went on to play Gamora, do tons of other movies. I'm probably thinking, like, forgetting, pardon me, some of them off the top of my head. But yeah, again, lovely detail in this figure. She's kind of got this almost kind of kneeling, hunting style type pose with the dagger as we're going round. The feathered earrings there, the dreadlocks. You've even got like the knife pouch there on the back of the leg. That's pretty cool. The tail kind of wrapping up, the braided hair, like ponytail, the braided ponytail coming down as well. Yeah, nice cool pose on this one. Again, the markings on the blue skin. Yeah, just really, really nice detail as we come back round to the front. Again, I don't know if like loincloth is the correct term, but that sash or whatever it is. Obviously, with her being a female, her parts up top, her pecs, should we call them, are covered up as well within this other kind of band or something coming around, maybe a bracelet, another band around the shoulder as well. Yeah, the nose, as I said again, but yeah, such cool detail. I did like kind of think maybe they should have made these like glow in the dark. I like I said, I find it really weird they didn't do an exclusive, but like the dots on the faces, the eyes, they could have made them glow, because like I said, there's a lot of kind of like illumination and things in the movies, right? The lighting, the like cinematography, the special effects, it all like plays a big part in the colour of the movie, and I kind of feel that's what they maybe could have done with the Funko Pops. And that's not to say they didn't do a good job with these Funko Pops, because they did. They are still very colourful, especially this one, which is the Battle Natiri. And when these were first announced, this is the one that I thought was going to be an exclusive, but it turned out it wasn't. I think though you could get it ahead of time with Odeon. I think select Odeon cinemas here in the UK, or was it in the UK? Maybe it was in the US. I feel it was in the UK though. Do you guys have Odeon in the US? I'm not too sure. But select cinemas, if you bought your ticket, you had a chance to buy this pop as well. So I guess this one technically released before some of the others, but boy oh boy, is this a really cool pop. We're already kind of round to the side here on one of these clear bases because she is in that jumping action pose, well, battle pose, right, from the end of the movie when they go to battle with all the humans. Again, the feathers in the ears. I love how the hair is now like swaying to the side there, so it's the same hair design. Of course, why wouldn't it be? It's not like she had a haircut or anything like halfway through the movie. But yeah, the dreads, the braids, they're all kind of going off to the side, as is the tail, as she's like jumping through the air to fire the bow and arrow. This may actually be like the kill shot, right? At the end. Well, I guess it technically wasn't a kill shot. Again, somewhat of a spoiler there for you guys, apologies. But yeah, she fires off that arrow. I won't say no more. But yeah, speaking of the bow and arrow, it is there in all its glory. Some nice detail on that. We've got the, I don't know, are they like, they're not really like glasses, are they? Because it's not like they really cover the eyes. But I don't know if it's like some form of, like it's a headdress, but is it like, is there some protection in there with those kind of purple bits, like to protect from sunlight or whatever? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, just again, the markings, everything on this figure, so cool. And like I said, if they had made this one glow in the dark with all those different colors, it would have looked absolutely epic. But that's not to say, as I said before, it's still very, very cool. And we have one last pop to look at. I mentioned it earlier, it is a pop ride. It is, of course, Jake Sully on Torok Makto. Now I think, and I hope my pronunciation is correct, Torok Makto, though I think I did make a mistake. I said Jake riding Torok Makto when I think Jake himself is actually Torok Makto, right? I think that's how it worked. It's not like Jake's name, it's like whoever manages to like tame and ride this great beast whose name I think was Torok. I think that's how it works anyway. That's certainly what I'm remembering. But yeah, Jake jumps from the sky of his other, whatever these things were called. I'm sure they had a name. Yeah, it's definitely not coming to me. It's probably some really long, complex, hard to pronounce name anyway. And he jumps down from the regular one that he bonds. I say tame, like it's more like bonds with, right? And then he lands on Torok and he bonds with him and then rides him into battle. But yeah, guys, this thing is epic. The colors on it, it's pretty heavy as well. That probably doesn't translate into, I guess, how can weight really translate into an image, right? But yeah, pretty heavy pop. But yeah, I love the detail on it as we're going around. All the patterns there on Torok the dragon. Well, I'm calling him a dragon. He's somewhat of a dragon. Someone let me know in the comment section below what these things are actually called. The claw there, I don't even know what you call that, like the horn, but then it kind of comes down under his chin as well. It's probably not a horn. There's probably a more technical term for it. He's got like 4 eyes. Yeah, just the colors on it. We can see the feet there in the back as well as those like front claws on the wings. And then of course we have Jake, or I guess Torok Makto, as I said, carrying that assault rifle. He's also now dressed up in that kind of battle gear with that headpiece, which looks like it's got some bones or some claws in there. Again, those kind of eyewear bits, I don't quite remember them, if I'm being honest, from the movie. But they're not really covering the eyes. It's kind of like they're above them, right? But yeah, the detail on him, also really cool. Painted, like I guess with a war paint, right? Because they are now going to war. And his hair, did he actually cut his hair then? Or was it like more braided? Because it's definitely less hair than the other figure. He doesn't have those like braids at the front anymore. It's really all just kind of like this braided mohawk. And as you guys can see, and I think, is this not a mistake though on the back? It's not your hair that connects, is it? It's the tail, is it not? I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's the tail that goes in to like whatever the thing is there on the beast as well. And they've actually got the hair going in. I might have to look that up to make sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be the tail, which is the thing that connects, right? But he's also got like the, whatever it is, piece of cloth wrapped around to kind of essentially give himself like a harness, right? I guess that is pretty cool. But yeah, other than that detail, which I think I am correct on that. I'm pretty sure it's tail to tail in terms of the connection, not hair. But yeah, very, very cool figure. Very happy to get it. And yeah, I honestly say, or can say, I do hope they make more Avatar Funko Pops. And I actually take that back. The pop is actually screen accurate here with the hairpiece in the beast's ear, whatever you want to call it. I just rewatched the scene, and yeah, he does actually pull the hair out of that bit of Torok. if that kind of makes sense. And because I always open up the boxes from the bottom when I remove the Funko Pops, I forget that Funko will occasionally put hidden messages on the top flaps, and they've done that with these Avatar ones, as you guys can see, with some Na'vi language. Nothing on the Miles Quarrie one, but the Natiri and Jake Sully Pops, we do have this saying here, well, Nati Kamui, I think that's how you pronounce it, I did have to look it up on YouTube. It is, of course, the famous saying, I see you, and then here on the Torok one, we have Sivako, which means rise to the challenge. I think that's a pretty cool little added touch. But that is all of the Avatar Pops they've released so far, so that is going to do it for today's video. So first and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments below. What do you guys think of Avatar? What do you think of the Avatar Funko Pops? And would you like to see more Avatar Funko Pops made in the future? And as always, we've got plenty more content on the way for you guys. In tomorrow's video, we're actually going to be kicking off our countdown to The Mandalorian Season 3. Comes out March 1st on Disney+. I really cannot wait. We are celebrating by checking out the Mandalorian Deluxe Hot Toys. I really cannot wait to check that out. It's not the only Hot Toy we're going to be checking out this week as well. On Wednesday, we're going to be checking out Hunter from the Bad Batch. We are, of course, continuing with our series of Naruto Kai unboxings, and I've got a ton more Funko Pops, some that have arrived, some still to arrive, so we've got plenty of content on the way for you guys, so make sure you stay tuned for all of it and more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned, you ask? It's very simple. Subscribe. Hit, click, smash that subscribe button and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.